think my back piece, I think, is probably my favourite one right now. Should I show you? Should I just show you?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Show you.
Here we go. Podcast exclusive.
Oh, wow.
This is the official Leeds United podcast.
Please welcome to the show, Leeds United's new signing, Joe Rodon. Here we go. How are you, mate? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all good. Thank you, guys.
The reason we're laughing there is because I just asked Joe exactly how he'd pronounce his name and then immediately managed to get it wrong. So we redid it. So here he is. He's on the show now. How are you settling in, Joe? Are you okay?
Yeah. To be fair, it's been I know it's only been like a week or whatsoever, but nah, it's been the boys been ledge and yeah, the boss, everything. It's been a smooth ride so far. Enjoyed it.
You've just said you've been there a short little time, mate. Was it the transition easy? And have you had much time to socialise with any of your teammates yet? And who showed you around?
I think, of course, Ethan and DJ being Welsh, I guess that always made it easier for me settling. But nah, to be honest, like even like Luke and Coops, like they've all, seniors, they're all great lads. So I think they got, there's a good dress room and there's youngsters as well. So I think, there's a good mix. There's a very good mix in the dress room. So yeah, it's been a simple, settling in, to be honest, so far.
I was just gonna say about chatting with Ethan and DJ. Did you speak to them before you got up here when you heard there was interest? Did you have a chat with them?
Yeah, to be fair, I think DJ was excited. He was really excited when obviously the news came out. So yeah, of course, DJ being here for quite a few seasons, I think just having a chat with him and of course he had very, very high regards and respect for everything in the club. And yeah, so I think when it came to me, I think with Ethan also signing here this summer as well, I think it was a no-brainer for me, really. The club's huge, and you look at the history as well. I think just everything into one, and of course with the manager, I've played against him, over the years, and the football he attracts and wants to play. I think just with all that, just being in the same context, I think it was kind of simple for me to make that decision. So yeah, it was just as soon as the news came to me, I just ran with it.
Because you've played against Leeds before.
Yeah.
For Swansea. How is that being an opposition player at Ellen Road?
Yeah, to be fair, I think I only played once. I was injured one year, I think, but the one main thing that sticks out, of course, is the atmosphere, and I think the passion and just everything the fans have for the club it's something special. And even when you watch the documentary, just all of it, you can just tell it has that togetherness and that spirit in the club. So yeah, being here as an opposition player is not easy, but I of course, like as players, it's what you love, you enjoy it, and now being a part of it is even more exciting. In the situation where you're not playing so much at a club that you're at, then sometimes beggars can't be choosers. But I think having experience playing against the manager over the years, I think it just all made sense to me, and the way he wants to play, it suits my it just suits my style and my needs a lot more than another style of players. So yeah, it was a no-brainer for me.
Is that something as a player, like when you're potentially looking at going out on loan, where the club have told you they want to do that, or teams are coming in for you? Is that part of the decision-making process? You're thinking about what's gonna suit me the best, not just to go into the biggest club or where I'm going to play the most, but what's going to suit my style and under what kind of manager? Is that how you make that decision when you think about going on loan?
Yeah, I think, of course, it's important. You gotta. I guess you want to try and put yourself in a really comfortable situation, and I think with the manager, kind of me just being kind of brought up with that style of play,
right.
it just suited me so much more, and having them experience playing against the manager, I think it was perfect, great decision for me. So
we spoke to Ethan a couple of weeks ago, and he's for someone who's 22, it just seems like someone who's so mature and got his feet firmly on the ground. And he was staying in a hotel at the minute, but it seemed to me like going out was the last thing on his mind. I mean, what kind of stuff do you get up to when you're not playing football? Are you as driven and focused as that?
Yeah, I think so. I'm in a hotel right now,
right.
So I think to be honest, because I've been in before I came as well. I've been in the hotel like since the beginning of pre-season, so it's been a bit like, I don't know. I don't like staying. Like, don't get me wrong, of course. Like, you gotta be sensible in that. But as in staying in the hotel, I try to get out as much as I can, just not to, just it's good for
That's
the mind.
healthy, innit?
Just to be fresh. But nah, yeah, I think I guess with the schedules these days, like with the games and training and everything, it's just so busy. So it's like the time, like you come in from training and then you're basically preparing yourself to go again. So it's like especially in this league, it's intense, and was there 46 games in a season plus cups, internationals, whatever. So it's just non-stop. So yeah, I guess like the priority and the main thing is just keeping yourself healthy and just prepared, ready to just keep going.
So anything away from the game sport-wise? You a golfer? You a tennis player? Anything that?
To be honest,
are you an ex-boxer?
All the boys get on me for this, but I'm not. I'm not into golf. I don't know. I love watching basketball. Game, like all my friends are just gamers. Like they just love on the PC. Like they're all just gamers. So.
Right, and so your granddad was a basketballer, right?
My dad.
Oh, your dad was a basketballer.
Granddad was the footballer, and Dad was a basketballer. Yeah.
Your dad was a basketballer. How on earth did that come about in Wales?
I have no idea. Like, of course, I don't know. Like back in the day, just being like, I don't know, just like with, I don't know how it works, like Wales or Britain or whatever, just that.
Right.
But, yeah, I have no answer for you how that happened. But
well, that's a bit of homework for you.
You into it then?
Yeah. Got to do a bit of research on that.
I know, it's just, I don't know how that happened. But then, of course, like being Welsh, like most of the family's just rugby. So
right.
Yeah.
So has the family always been? Has it always been a sporting family?
NBA, like, to be fair, I could. To be honest, I could watch most things. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think basketball. I just like the culture and I just love watching it. Like, I just don't get bored of it. And like even UFC and boxing, stuff like this, like I love watching it. So just kind of really just a general sport fan, really.
What team you support? NBA team you support?
To be honest, like I won't say I've always loved kind of watching LeBron James, like just
wherever he's at.
But my dad team's Lakers, so ever since like the
You've been to any games then? You've been to any games in America?
I've been, so I went out before a while ago to we went to Washington and New York, so I've been to a couple of games, but it's just so different. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
If you play your cards right with Matt and this interview goes well, lad, he's living in America, so you keep it. I'm sure he can get front row seats anywhere. This lad.
Yeah, well, I can, but you have to come and see the Orlando Magic, or as the Orlando Tragic, as we call them. No, they're all right. No, they're going okay. They got a young team. They're going okay.
I was a massive Kobe Bryant fan. I followed him. Obviously, sadly, no longer with us. That was tragic. It was incredible. When I was at Leeds, there was 4 of us. There was me, Lee Bowyer, Stephen McPhail, and Harry Q. Was sponsored by Adidas. So we wore the Predator boots. So we used to go to Stockport on a regular basis, get all the sample sizes. And there was an event. I went to America, and I actually met Kobe. And Adidas got the two of us together. So I've got a Kobe signed shirt off Kobe.
Oh, wow.
And it was quite embarrassing when I handed him my football jersey of Leeds United with number 8 on the back, because obviously, he's got the same number. And it was kind of like, what the hell's this, man? He just
That's crazy.
I've got his on my wall, and I just wonder what the hell he ever did with his. Probably washing his car or something, But what an amazing moment that was. That was one of my highlights, man. Honestly, one of my highlights.
Wow, it's unbelievable. Wow.
Wow, a real sporting family then, from basketball, and then they're into rugby. And you said that your granddad was a footballer. You didn't really have much choice, did you? You were going into it in some way.
I think my brother, just growing up and just watching him, I just wanted to copy him. And then I think him. So he was a part of the academy back in Swansea, like growing up, and I just always watched him. So just wanted to copy him, and then just progressed from there, and then eventually just worked my way up, and then
What point did you realise that you had a chance?
I think under 15, kind of the end of under 15s, under 16s, where that's when they start offering the scholarships. So yeah, they offer them either like early or at the end of the under-16. But I had mine early, and then that under-17, the first year scholar, I think ever since there just excelled and ended up training with the first team by the end of that season and being with them and having a feel for that, and then going up to the 21. So yeah, I think it got to a point where in under 21s I went out on loan just to experience man's football. I went to Cheltenham Town, and then obviously that's when kind of Swansea got relegated. But before that, the 23s team, so that Dan was a part of, and all that, it was a really successful young team. So when they came down from the Premier League, I think they looked towards the academy then.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of us went full time into the first team in the Championship, and then yeah, ever since there, it just took off from there. And
yeah,
it's just.
Do you know what it is, Matt? It's interesting what Joe's saying there, because it's very similar to what I've been saying about the lads now. With Leeds coming down, the opportunity a lot of our youngsters have got now to, they were out on loan last season at Championship clubs. And now the opportunity is there. So, Joe, it's great that you said that, because I've thrown the gauntlet down to a few of the lads saying, the time is now to get Leeds United this season. You've got a huge opportunity, when in the Premier League, realistically, probably some of these lads wouldn't have had a clue, a chance they would have been going on loan once again. So that's interesting. That you're right time, right place sometimes. That happened to me at Sunderland. Right place, right time. If I'd have been a Premier League team, I wouldn't have got my opportunity so young.
I agree. I agree.
It's interesting because obviously you're only 25, but I was looking at that team at the weekend against West Brom, and we were sort of talking in the pub saying you're probably one of the oldest players on the pitch for us. Like, you're probably the most senior players on the pitch.
That's the mad thing. Yeah.
And obviously you just talked about there with Swansea coming down that season that you've got some experience in nurturing those, or at least you would have been one of those young kids. But are you hoping to take that kind of a bit of that leadership role this season and help those young lads like come through?
Yeah, I think it's important. Of course, for the young players, it's a new experience for them. Coming into the first team, and of course, the club obviously coming down, and so the situation is going to be, of course, we want to be fighting and be up there. But yeah, like you say, I think I think on the pitch, just me in general, I just love talking.
Right.
Just love organising.
We need that big time.
Yeah. So I think. But like, of course, like as in, like I look at myself now as well. Like I like just as in to help everyone, youngsters, of course. Like give them advice, or just whatever I can do to help the team and to help us be successful.
Your experience of is something that I think is going to be really beneficial. And I don't just mean how long you've played, but again, we talked to Ethan. He'd been all over Europe playing, and obviously you went to France. You went to Rennes. And like, what's that like as a young lad? It's all right going on loan to Cheltenham, but suddenly you've up sticks and you've gone to a complete other country with a different. I mean, did you speak French before you went?
No, nothing.
And do you speak French now?
No.
So what's that like? You walk off the plane in Rennes. What happens?
So yeah, to be fair, I was surprised how many of them kind of, especially the kind of the player management, the guy, he spoke enough English to help me, with everything, and I made really good friends. So there was some of the European boys one was from Norway, spoke fluent French, but he was, fluent in English as well,
right.
And another one of the boys was Croatian, and he was like basically fluent French as well. So, I think they were just absolutely brilliant with me. Just helping me, with everything. The meetings, of course, were difficult with the manager and everything, because everything was in French. But I guess football language is football language. Like when you're on the pitch, you understand each other. And to be fair, even some of the words you just learn really quickly, you pick up quickly. But as in the living experience and the environment, that was hard, of course, because like everything's just it's the opposite. But to be fair, like one of the guys out there who kind of like helps players settle in and with the houses and everything, he was brilliant. He spoke fluent French, so it was just hard. Just even with like letters you get, emails, just all of it. All the people you're dealing with are French, so it makes you appreciate when you go to another country and you come back here. It just makes you appreciate, just appreciate being the UK, you know.
You remember Juninho played for Brazil in Middlesbrough? He was, not sure if you remember him, Joe, right? I was over in Sydney with this guy, Juninho, the marquee player, won the blooming World Cup. He's been at Middlesbrough, and I'm sitting in the dressing room with him, and we signed this other Brazilian boy who couldn't speak any English. And I'll never forget, we'd done the session in the morning, and the manager got in the dressing room and said, listen, lads, we're going to have a recovery session this afternoon, down the swimming pool, bit of recovery massage afterwards. And anyway, Juninho turns and he speaks Brazilian to this lad, and he tells him the information, and then no problem. We never saw the lad at the recovery session or at the massage, and we were like, where the hell's he gone? And Juninho said, he said, I just told him we had the afternoon off so he can pay the fine for the lads. I was like, it's absolutely stitched him up. So the manager was on this kid's back from day one. So you've got to be careful who you trust in this game if you're not speaking the lingo.
It's a good way to ignore the gaffer if you don't agree with what he's saying or something, though, isn't it?
That's the thing.
Or if you get a bad review in the local paper, you don't speak French, don't worry about it.
It's great banter, but God.
Imagine. So,
Gotta feel for him.
All Leeds, aren't we? The official Leeds United podcast.
Just put your arms in front of the screen, mate, like that. I know this is a podcast, but for the viewers, yeah, man, please. I'm a massive tattoo nut. I've only got 2 on my back, and the lads at Leeds United took the mick out of us because it looked like somebody shot us with 2 paintballs on my back of his shoulders because it was just 2 splats. All right, they were meant to say love and peace on the back, but in a Maori style. Wow. But it was, I think it was a shoddy job. Now that's class artwork, mate. So talk us through your tattoos. What's the relevance there, man?
I think I think when I had my first one, I think it was 17. My brother's best friend, he's a tattoo artist. So my brother's covered from neck to toe. So yeah, I had one when I was 17, and it's like once you have one, you just get addicted.
Right.
And even though I don't know how you get addicted, because the pain is just nothing like it. But yeah, I don't know. I just had one, and I just loved it, and just so
I
think.
It's that
which is your favourite?
It round there, it really hurts.
Which is your favourite one?
It's just I recently had my whole back done in the off season. I think my back piece, I think, is probably my favourite one right now. But yeah,
what's it of?
I've retired for a while now.
What's it of?
No, I got Russell Crowe Gladiator on the back.
With the arms out.
You know, yeah. Should I show you? Should I just go show you?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see it. Let's see it.
So it's like
here we go. This
is what we. Oh wow.
With fighting the tiger thing.
Yeah. So.
Dear me.
And like Achilles off Troy. You've seen that film, Troy?
Yeah.
Just kind of like that basis, like.
So obviously you did nothing else for the rest of the summer because that would have taken like about 4 weeks, surely, did it?
To be fair, I literally done it all in 2 days.
What?
2 days straight. I know.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It was in agony, but
I'm not surprised.
Hey Matt, he would have been impressed he would have been impressed if Russell Crowe being the owner. Remember there was a few years ago Russell was talking about getting involved with the club. Aye,
big Leeds fan.
Russell, if you're listening, that was a great.
For many years.
he's a big follower of the podcast. He'll have seen that, mate. Don't worry about that, Joe.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But yeah,
I'm sure Brad Pitt too will have been all over that. He writes in every now and then, so I'm sure he'll have seen that. Is that your mentality then? Like that idea of warrior? When you're out there on the pitch.
Yeah. Not going too much into it, but as in kind of that. I just like I'm just into that. Yeah, so just have that mentality of just relentless. So
I mean, as a centre half, I think that's probably pretty decent idea to have. But speaking of positions, I have to ask this: when you came on the other week in our second game against Birmingham, you didn't come on as a centre half. How obviously I know we've got an issue with our subs bench at the minute, but how did that work out, and is that something you put your hand up to do, or what happened there?
All these defenders think they're strikers along with goalkeepers, don't we? It's not as easy as it looks, Joe, is it?
Yeah, I don't think you'll catch me there again, to be honest. It's the first and last time I think I'll be in that position, but yeah, I think we were 1-0 down, 6 minutes to go. I think just go on up top and just try and do something. Just be annoying. But yeah, I think that's the first and last time you'll see me there, to be honest. But yeah, it's like,
man, brilliant.
It is what it is, isn't it? You know.
Well, speaking of Max, obviously, so you're not going to be playing up front against Ipswich this weekend. But what are you thinking about that? I mean, it's going to be a tough fixture, right? They're looking pretty good this year.
They've had a good, a strong start, and they got a good coach. So yeah, it's going to be difficult, but I think we, like I said, we concentrate on ourselves and we work hard this week, and we got to go there with all confidence, and that's the most important thing, to have confidence in every game and show that what we want to do and how we want to be winners.
This is the official Leeds United podcast.